Yo, what is up, all beautiful gamers? Welcome to another episode of the Cushy Kush channel. I don't know why I said that. Regardless, I'm going to be doing a video on this Duel trial, which only lasts for like 3 days, but I am a very big fan of old school Yu-Gi-Oh, as a lot of the community is, focused on Edison format and things like that. I believe this is a Dark Arm Dragon format, very close to Edison. The decks that are for free that you can play during the event are a Plant Synchro, which is kind of cool. You have a Lightsworn, which is also kind of cool. As you'll see, there are some banned cards that will never come off the ban list, in my opinion, like Card of Safe Return. And you got some classics in the main deck, like Gores. You might not know what it does, but it is a classic card that a lot of people used to run back in the day. And because of classic cards being played, you have cards like Mystical Space Typhoon at 1. Mirror Force, who runs that? It's at 1. Everybody ran it. This is old school Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a format where old cards that are nowadays not very powerful were very, very good. And this video is going to focus on the deck that I made. Hey, it's not perfect, but it is one that I had a lot of success with. I can't even speak. And I did have a lot of success with this deck. It is really, really cool, in my opinion, because it revolves around Blue Eyes and Draguns. I know a lot of you are sick of Blue Eyes, considering they're one of the best decks currently in the meta, besides Snake Eyes, which has been here for like forever. Konami, ban them already. But I'll just go over this deck. I'll talk about it because maybe somebody in the future, a couple months from now, will say, hey, I want to play an old school deck. I want to look at some like example deck lists. This is one of them. This is what I came up with, and I'm gonna be calling it Dragons. Just called Dragons, not dragons, Dragons. Let's get into it. 3 copies of Blue Eyes. It's searchable with 3 copies of Blue Eyes. It's searchable with Whitestone, a Legend, which is a tuner level 1 dragon. It's also a light tribute, which is important because one of the most powerful hand traps in this format is Honest, which is at 3. When I played in the TCG, this card was at 1. Honest is so good. Like, honestly, it's one of the honestly best cards. Honestly, I just said that word 3 times for no reason. Decoy Dragon. It brings back a level 7 or higher dragon from your graveyard. Your targets are Big Blue and Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Very, very slow card, but in formats like this where duels take like 10 turns on average, yo, this card does come up, and sometimes people don't read them, and then I get a free blue, and then it's over. 2 Ryko, the Lightsworn Hunter. He's not even a dragon, but he is light, and he does mill cards off the top of the deck. Milling is important because there are cards in the graveyard that I want to see, such as the Blue Eyes for the special summon, White Stone for the add of the Blue Eyes. I also want to get some low-level guys for the Debris Dragon special summon and synchro. And you know, there's a lot of good options for Ryko. I think Ryko's amazing. It could be ran at 3. I'm running it at 2. I think it's a fine number. Card Trooper for a similar reason. Card Trooper mills 3 cards. When it's destroyed, you draw 1 card, and it's a 19 beater. It kind of just like, it fits in the deck very well. That's why it's limited to 1. We got Mirage Dragon, which is a light dragon. Works with the Honest, and it stops the opponent's traps, which Mirror Force is legal and most decks run it. So, you know, this guy does get a little bit of use. And then this one's like an iffy pick. I kind of put him in there because I like the card, but is he really necessary? Well, he loses a lot to Bottomless Trap Hole. But his name is Blizzard Dragon. You target a card on the field, or excuse me, you target a monster on the field. It cannot change its battle position or attack. It's 18 beater. That effect is kind of useful because it can stop your opponent if they have a big threat. But yeah, usually I just summon him out, banish him with the Darkness Metal, or I special summon him out from the graveyard with the Darkness Metal so that I can get that little bit of a disruption that he has. Decent card, not the best though. 3 copies of Honest. It's a hand trap. Opponents don't suspect it. Wow, you normal summon White Stone and poke for 300. I'm just gonna attack over him. Nope. Honest. Honestly, you ain't doing that. And we got the Breeze Dragon. Bring back 500 or less attack from the graveyard to go into a synchro play. There are only 2 targets in the extra deck that you can make with this guy, the Breeze Dragon. You can make Iron Chain by grabbing a level 2, which we have 5 copies of in the deck. Or you can make Black Rose, which I do not own and is not in any of the replays, but there is one replay that if I own Black Rose, I would have won but since I didn't, I lost. I'm just putting it here because it is recommended, and I wasn't willing to craft a Black Rose for a 3-day event. Maybe if it was like a week long or 2 weeks, I would have, but Konami, step up your game, bro. Moving on, next up we got Dragon of Ice. This card is kind of weak, but in a slow format like this, that 2,200 defense monster you could just special summon whenever your opponent special summons, it kind of comes in clutchy, man. It's like a weird hand trap. Your opponent doesn't suspect it at all, and they might do a big play, and then you're like, okay, I summoned a monster, and then they're like, oh man, a big play just amounted to nothing. Moving on, Darkness Metal. This is the reason I built the deck. It's my favorite dragon card of all time. Look at that shine, bro. Look at that gloss. This card is amazing, but it's been nerfed to the ground. Originally, you could just special summon, I think, as many copies as you want from your hand by banishing a dragon, and you could even special summon any dragon, including itself. Now it's like, it's a shell of what it formerly was. It's a hard once per turn, and you can't special summon itself. Regardless, it's still good. The Reborns are very, very rare. I think literally the only one is Monster Reborn. Call the Haunted's banned. Like, what? That's a trap version. Regardless, it is what it is. Let's move on. Swords of Revealing Light. This is here to fight the Gladiator Beast. They really want to fight. They really want to tussle. This says, no fighting 3 turns. Come on, bub. I got the Monster Reborn, we got the Heavy Storm, self-explanatory. Foolish Burial, target for White Stone. You can also target the level 2, the level 3 for if you want to go for a synchro play with Debris. I mean, hey, if you want to blow up the board, go ahead. You got Trade-In just for your draws. It's actually very nice, and even if Trade-In is a dead card, you can still discard it with Dragon of Ice. So it's like, it's not really that bad. It just kind of just speeds up the deck a lot, which is nice. Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 of 3 or 2 Book of Moon. This can just like set an opponent's monster during your turn, or it can be used as a disrupt during your opponent's turn. I think it's incredibly powerful just because it's a quick play spell. And you got Mirror Force, Staple, Torrential Tribute, and Burst Breath. This is like a weird board wipe. It's kind of like a Torrential Tribute. You tribute 1 dragon, and all monsters, including your own, are destroyed if they have less defense than the monster you tributed attack. So usually I tribute like an 18 guy, or I tribute 3,000, or like 16. So I can generally destroy almost every monster in the field, because there are really no monsters in this format that have really big butts, which I call defense. Like, I call that the butt. And then they have like high attack. They usually have low defense, high attack. That's how the format works. So this card's really, really powerful. The extra deck is just a mishmash of all of the good synchros in the format. Not particularly anything too important except the dragon ones and the Black Rose, which I do not own. And yeah, I don't even make these level 8s. I don't. In fact, they don't even need to be here. I'm just leaving them there just in case it ever comes up, which I have no idea if it will. I mean, creature swap is a thing, so maybe. But yeah, let's go into some replays. I have a lot of replays for you guys. These are my win-loss ratio. All right, let's jump into it. Some classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I know this is not like anything meta relevant in the year 2025, but this is the type of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I kind of am familiar with. I kind of grew up. When I first started Yu-Gi-Oh! This is like kind of what I played. Like Lightsworms, I had a friend, his name was Luis. He loved Lightsworms, man. It was like his favorite deck. And as you'll see here, I'm gonna go like, you know what, I'm gonna make Magical Android. It's a light, works with my Honest. I have a feeling they have Honest. I also want to get my trade-in live so I can, like, you know, draw some more cards, which I do. They're gonna drop their Honest. I'm gonna wait until their Honest resolves, and then I'm gonna chain my own Honest. So, you know, honestly, how am I gonna lose this, right? Gained a 600 life points at the end. That 600 seems so insignificant, and it kind of is. You just run the synchro because it's a 24 beater. Which is like, in modern day, you would never do that. It doesn't make sense. In fact, going to turn 4 in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Is rare. Like, what the heck? Turn 5? How is the game still going on? That's why I like this type of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really slow, and I appreciate that. And in fact, I'm gonna do something that is like iconic for the time. Brionac, the dragon of the Ice Bear, who's not a dragon at all for some reason. This guy can like discard cards and you can bounce stuff. And I happen to draw Mystical Space Typhoon, target the back row, Mirror Force, really huge. I could have bounced it to the hand if I wanted to. but I'm like, you know what? Not a big deal. And yeah, I'll bounce a set card because I have a feeling it's like a Ryko or something. Specials out the Blue Eyes, and I don't even think that's enough for game, but they still left. If you got to this part of the video, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this format. Besides that, I will be coming up with new content once the newest pack is released. I haven't released a video on the structure decks, the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend one, just because, in all honesty, that structure deck isn't really good. And maybe I'll talk about it more in my next video, but I was very disappointed with the ratio of SR and URs that were in there. It didn't make it very worth investing into. So that's why I never made a video on it, because I don't know, I didn't really think people should buy into it. And if you did, you should probably just buy one copy or two. Card Trooper. Summon mill 3, attack 19 beater, and we'll set a Torrential Tribute. Torrential destroys all monsters on the field when the monster is summoned, so I'm like, okay, if they summon something that can beat over my Card Trooper, I will use a Torrential, which they do, and Torrential, when destroyed, gets me 1 card, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Now I just gotta figure out a way to get my like dragons on the field and not like die. Luckily the opponent doesn't have a Torrential or Bottomless, so I'm able to summon my Darkness, bring out my Blue Eyes, summon Darkness in defense just in case I have Mirror Force. I don't want to like instantly like lose all of my best advantage, but I could have just won the game straight there had I just swinged with both monsters. Luckily they scooped. The reason I am running this dragon deck is just because I like dragons. I think dragons are badass. They're cool, and I will stand by that. I think they're awesome. I'm summoning the Honest in attack position rather than setting him, just because I have an Honest in hand. And honestly, if they try to attack Honest, I am gonna Honest them. You know? That's so dumb. Anyways, they special summon some monsters. Dragon of Ice can discard itself and special summon itself in the graveyard, so it is like a weird hand trap. I also tribute the Dragon of Ice to blow up all cards on my opponent's side of the field. And yeah, it's my turn. That's like a really, like, dude, that's a really strong combo in this format. In modern day, that's like, bro, that sucks. In here, it's like, hey, yo, what's going on, bro? You know, we cooking. You got the Dandelion special summon from the graveyard, bringing back the Dragon of Ice, discarding the Blue Eyes. They're gonna go into a synchro using Copy Plant, using Monster Reborn, bring back the Nettles. Man, this guy is all in. He didn't even bring back my Blue Eyes. I mean, that's what I would have did. Ally of Catastor. This guy, oh man, I love this guy. Can destroy any monster that it attacks that's not a dark instantly at the start of the damage step or something like that, right? It's like, it's really powerful. He's able to destroy my monster regardless of how many attack or defense it has, just because it's not a dark. Ryko's gonna destroy that because like I'm not gonna be able to get rid of that card unless I like top decking out. So I mean, I guess that was an out. That would have worked, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. Summon the Decoy Dragon, pass turn. I don't know if they read the Decoy Dragon. I have no idea. But if they attack the Decoy Dragon, it is over. Adios. They're going to use the Miracle Fertilizer, and they're going to attack Dragon Knights, and they attack the Decoy Dragon. Big mistake, buddy. Summon out the Blue Eyes. Now you got to attack that boy, and you're going to take 200 damage and lose your big girl. Okay, end phase. They're going to gain a little bit of life points, and yo, it's my turn. Let's see what we draw. Another Dragon of Ice, kind of a dead card. Normal summon the Honest. Attack with the big blue, attack with the Decoy, attack with the Honest. Oh, they gave up. Duel. This hand's awesome. Foolish Burial instantly gets me a Blue Eyes to hand, which makes trade in live, which means that I get 2 dragons in my graveyard and 2 cards in my hand that are new. I really love that combo. The Decoy Dragon does have a target in the graveyard in the form of Blue Eyes, so I'm feeling kind of good right now. You know, I don't feel really bad. They're going to do Prism, they're going to send the Bestiary, but no follow-up. Alright, no attacking either. Let's see what I can do. Summon a Debris Dragon, excuse me, bring back the White Stone, banish the Debris, summon the Darkness Metal. It gets Bottomless, which really sucks because it kind of like puts a damper on my plays, but it's not the end of the world. They are going to send another Gladiator Beast to the graveyard. This time it's Lucari, and they're just going to go into the battle phase and attack. I'm going to activate the Mirror Force. It's pretty strong here. Had they been able to get rid of Mirror Force, I would have been in a bad situation because they would have just been able to tag out their Gladiator Beast and go into like different options and stuff. Trade-in's gonna go live there. That's pretty nice. Card Trooper mill 3 more. Attack for 19. It's gonna get banished. I'm kind of fine with that. Since I still have Decoy Dragon, which is truly protecting me. That's the big threat right now, Decoy Dragon. Gonna set the Birth Breast just in case they have a monster with less than like 300 defense, or 300 defense or less. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Tribute the White Stone, grab the Dragon of Ice, go battle phase, attack with 18. Their monster can't be destroyed by battle, but during every one of my standby phases, they take 1,000 damage. And I'm like, okay, if you're gonna sit on a can't be destroyed by battle monster, I'll just try to figure something out. So I draw an out, which is Ryko. Ryko, when it's flipped, I can destroy a card on the field. I can target anything. Ryko's OP. Ryko used to be worse. I'm not gonna cap. Ryko used to be way worse, but they like buffed it to the point where you flip, you don't target, the opponent has to do something, and then you target after all of this happens. It doesn't make sense. It's really overpowered. But the opponent's gonna try to compulsor a monster that can't be destroyed. I'm like, no thank you. Burst of Breath, let's destroy your monster so it doesn't go back to your hand, so you just can't set it next turn. And then all the monsters die anyways because of Torrential. Summon the Honest, attack for 11, bounce back to hand. Let me speed this up because, as you can see, dude, this is turn 11, bro. Duel's been going on for a minute. It's been going on for a minute. They're gonna set 2, pass. Swords of Revealing Light is really strong against Gladiator Beast in my opinion, because they need to attack. Gonna summon the Stone, summon the Metal, bring out the Mirage. Mirage makes it so there's no traps during the battle phase, or no traps in general during the battle phase. So no Mirror Force, no Dimensional Prison, no Sakuretsu Armor. I don't know what he's running. None of that. Nada. They're gonna use the Burden of the Mighty. That actually does put me in quite a pickle, but it's not a big deal because I have a Blue Eyes and I have an Honest, and I'm swinging for game, baby. GG. So I saw a thread on Twitter, and it was about how somebody was saying that, oh, it's a good idea that Konami's only making this event 3 days because they're not gonna get any money from it, or something like that. And I was just thinking, like, first Konami tried to kill the Time Wizard format, then they backtracked because the community didn't like it, and then we get an event like this, which is 3 days. I'm happy we got the event, don't get me wrong, but you know, I am a little bit ungrateful. I'm not gonna cap. I am wishing that there was a little bit more than just 3 days. And I keep saying that 3 days. It's just like, dude, this is a part of my childhood. Sometimes some people may have never even played this version of Yu-Gi-Oh. Some people might not care for it, think it's too slow. This is the type of Yu-Gi-Oh that I kind of grew up with. Like, every choice that you make matters, and it's over the course of like a 20-minute game, sometimes 30 minutes, but it's not over in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's not, you do big combo, oh, I don't have out, you win. I don't know, there's something special about sitting down with an opponent and playing like a strategic game where both of you go back and forth, you both see what is possible, you both summon out big monsters or whatever, and it's just like, it's an intense battle. That's what I like. It maybe it's that camaraderie, is that how you pronounce the word, camaraderie? Or it's the friendship, or it's like the acquaintanceship. I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but it's special to me. It's very, very special, where you just get to sit with somebody and they're playing as they do and you're playing as you do, and it's kind of like a fair battle of wits or whatever. So yeah, right here, Card Trooper, attack into their Honest. It does suck, but it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna bring back the Card Trooper in defense because I want to mill more, because I want to get some names in my graveyard. And I do. I got 2 Blue Eyes. I got a Decoy. I'm feeling a little bit good. Darkness Metal, perhaps next turn if they special summon, use Dragon to Ice. They're gonna use Card to Safe Return. They are gonna special summon, so Dragon of Ice is gonna be live here, which is what I'm gonna chain. 2 special summon on the field. Luckily, they're not able to get rid of the Mirror Force. The Mirror Force is huge! And they could be aware of Mirror Force, but they're not. So Mirror Force for 5 cards. That is why this card is limited to 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is why this card is limited to 1. Because back then, this card was the bane of everybody's existence. It was so scary. Look, he had Mirror Force 2. That card is incredible. You have to have answers to it, though. Let's go Darkness, grab the big blue. And I don't think that is game. Oh no, that is game. Yeah, yeah. With the honest, that makes it game. GG. Is the basic aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! The basic aspect of every card has potential as synergy, and like the games don't end really quick. I think the fact that the games don't end really quick is what I like. Now, don't get me wrong, I did play against one Exodia player during this event, and he won. He got Exodia turn 1. It was insane. Maybe I'll show the deck profile off right here, but yeah, it was just like, dude, like, yeah, you can lose in one turn like Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's a lot harder. You gotta work for it, baby. You gotta put in the effort. So here the opponent's gonna bring out JD, which destroys all monsters on the field. They're gonna continue their combos, get one draw, then blow up the field. No idea why they did it in that order. I would have blew up the field and then like did all the other stuff so you could get more damage on field or whatnot. Regardless, it is what it is. We are going to draw. That's a burst breath. That's pretty good right there. My main thing is I have to get rid of the Judgment Dragon. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to bring up the Wolf, who works with my Honest in hand, hoping he doesn't have an Honest. Looks like he doesn't. Wolf attack over. And yeah, I took out the big JD, set the burst breath just in case something happens I don't like. I can blow up the field. So they're going to go Lila. They're going to target the burst breath. It is what it is. And they scoop. I do have one replay where I lose, and it's because I don't have a Rose Dragon, and I believe it's against Netflix.exe. Sadly, I wish I had the Rose Dragon here. I knew during the deck building stage, I was like, man, Rose Dragon's really good, but I only have like one card that makes it. It's Card Trooper and Debris. So I was like, it's probably not gonna come up, right? It came up. Regardless, yeah, I'm playing against Burn. So, and I don't have a strong like beaters. I'm hitting for 500 every turn. That's like nothing. And we're taking 500 every turn because of his spells and stuff. So yeah, just back and forth, getting burned. And what is in my hand? Burst breath. I have 3 of them. That is that is a disaster because the opponent is not summoning anything. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go Ryko. We're gonna pop some back row. I could pop the continuous spells because those are threats, but the back row, like the traps, I don't know what they do. Those are really, really powerful. I'm gonna attack with the big blue. Gonna take the damage because of one of his traps. Dimensional Wall makes me take the battle damage. Continuously burning each other, and yeah, that's the card that really, really, really sucks. Area B. But you know what doesn't suck? Drawing the Debris Dragon and having the Card Trooper in the graveyard. And I'm like, oh boy, we are gonna pop off here. Debris Dragon, grab the Card Trooper. Let's go into a synchro. Wait a minute. I can't. The extra deck, I couldn't. Debris Dragon has to make a dragon. I don't have Rose. If I did, I would have blew up the field, including my own. I don't care. And I probably would have won. But hey, I can't do it. So attack with Card Trooper. That's it. That's it, baby. That's it. All right, well, let's take the burn damage and Magical Mallet. They're gonna shuffle one card, and that one card is kind of huge. I'm just gonna destroy my board so I can get one card off of the Card Trooper, see if I can draw an out, because I have a feeling I'm gonna lose next turn, which, yeah, I am gonna lose if I can't get out of this. The Mirage Dragon for the Card Trooper again. They're gonna activate Just Desserts, destroys, or I take 500 damage for each monster I control. I destroy all my monsters, so I take no damage. Attack with the Card Trooper again. I mean, as soon as it's a standby phase, I die. GG. Gordo Bot. This is going to be the last replay from the event. Let me speed it up. I believe this was like one of my first duels too. So, see what goes on. Foolish Burial, get the big blue in hand. I think I go Debris Dragon here, bring out the little guy. Not really sure why I did this, I'm going to be quite honest. It was one of my first duels, so I was still figuring out the deck. I think the correct thing to do there was to go Blizzard. Also set my spell and traps main phase 1. I should have waited until main phase 2 so he doesn't like do what he just did with Ryko and destroy them. Card destruction, not a really big deal. I kind of like my cards in my graveyard. So yeah, Stone gets me another blue. They're gonna summon out, special summon a monster, Dragon of Ice, special summon itself. They're gonna special summon the Soul Absorbing Bone. Every time they special summon a zombie, I milled 2 cards. I don't know. It's so random. But yeah, that is the card, I guess. Revived King, 0 defense. That's very important. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, I can't get rid of his board immediately, but I think I have a plan. So we're gonna go trade in to draw 2, summon the Decoy out, book a Moon, his Synchro with 0 defense, attack with a 300 attack monster, Dragon of Ice, clear out his other monster. He still has the set Zombie Master. Perhaps I should have got rid of the Zombie Master instead of the Soul Absorbing, but I don't know. I had a feeling I might deck out, and I'm like, do I really want to deck him out or let him deck me out? Excuse me. I don't know, man. He didn't read Decoy Dragon. He attacks into it. I get a big blue. The big blue is really scary because in formats that are slow like this, you don't really have a lot of recursion. You don't have a lot of ways to get a 3000 beater on your field consistently. But with Decoy Dragon, it's just kind of like, hey, you attack him, I keep getting the 3000 monster back. So you have to get rid of him through targeted card removal, a bounce like Compulse, or maybe something creative like tributing it with like Soul Exchange. Regardless, I'm yapping, bro, because I like this format. They're gonna add a goblin zombie to their hand. I'm gonna normal summon Honest, just poke for 14, and I think I do that for quite a while. I like my trap lineup just in case they have a way to get rid of my Decoy. I have the Torrential, I have the MST if they have back row, so I can pop it during their end phase. And yeah, Dragon of Ice comes back. Very nice. I like Dragon of Ice in this format. He just keeps coming back. 2200 defense isn't small. It really isn't. 18 attack is usually what level 4 monsters have in this format. 19 is a little bit rare. 2000 is very rare. But yeah. Let's see. Their turn. Draw. Got the fissure. Yeah, that's pretty good. I got rid of the dragon. Oh, the Mirage Dragon. Cool. Alright, let's bring back Card Trooper. For some reason I'm milling here. I don't know why I'm doing that. I have 10 cards left in my deck, and that card mills cards from my deck. I'm gonna lose to mill. I'm gonna lose to 0 cards. Torrential Tribute, blow up the field right there. Card Trooper gets me 1 card. Darkness Metal's pretty huge. I wish I could check like what's in my deck, because I have a feeling that I only have 1 dragon left in my deck, and it's a Decoy Dragon, and I'm hoping I can draw it so I can bring out the Darkness Metal. Yeah, turn 16, let's see what I draw. 7 cards left in the deck after this. Trade in, it's a dead card. Summon the Honest, attack, add it back to hand, and turn. They're going to summon a Pyramid Turtle, Mirror Force right away, just so I don't have to deal with it later on. Honest can't even attack over a Pyramid Turtle, so I'm like, nah, I should just destroy it as quickly as I can. Summon the Honest, attack, leave Honest on the field. The reason I did this is because I have an Honest in hand. So the opponent doesn't know that, but if they try to attack over this, hey, you know, I have Honest too. They're going to bring out the Wolf. I'm going to bring out my Dragon of Ice, which is nice because it's 18 beater. They're going to attack Honest, their Wolf, and they just crashed. They gave up. They're like, ah, I ain't doing this, bro. GG. And the final stretch of the video, this is not old school at all, but this is the deck that I used during the YCS Challenger or entry, whatever the event's called. I just do it for the gems, bro. But this is a deck I used. I think I'm playing against Tier Element Snake Guy, Fiendsmith, Combo Pile with Shaddolls and Jetsing. I don't even know what I'm playing against, bro. You got the black... Dude, those mills are insane. Look at those mills, bro. You got the Black Zephyros, you got the freaking Jet, dude. You have Necro... I don't know what I'm witnessing. But, yeah, I mean, this is modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of effects, unlike what you just saw before, where it's just like kind of summon one monster and pass. This is all happening in one turn. It's a bunch of searches, a bunch of adding, a bunch of special summoning, a bunch of sending from the deck. Like right here, he's sending 8 cards. Just get a fusion summoning using the cards that he sent. And yeah, just get a draw card because he's banishing a card in his graveyard. Special summon a monster from the graveyard by adding a face-up card. Go into an XYZ that can either draw you 2 cards, special summon from the graveyard, or boost attack. Go into Appaloosa, which has 2 negates. Go for the 1-for-1. Bring out the Snake Eyes Oak. Bring back the Ash, and go into an IP Masquerena. That end board isn't honestly that impressive, but it is a disrupt in itself. You can negate a special summon, can negate 2 monster effects, and you can go into a link whatever. We're going to activate the Primite Drill Beam on the Tier Element card, because I have a feeling I could just attack over Appaloosa or whatever, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. We're going to go Sage with Eyes of Blue. They're going to go SP Little Knight, which does have a banish right there, so Sage is going to get banished. And yeah, I'm gonna pass turn there. They're gonna summon out one of what is it, a Diabell Star. They're gonna search out that one card. I don't think they have any more low ones. Oh, that's my alarm for work. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't think they have any more level ones in their deck, because usually people only run like one Ash, one Oak, and one Poplar, which is what I'm seeing in their graveyard right now. So for our turn, Lordy Load, gotta discard the Maiden, get the True Light. Usually when you see the Maiden or the Lordy Lord, whatever you see the L, the opponent gives up, because they're like, oh man, I can't take this L. Oh yeah, Duel. All right, this is gonna be the last replay. It's just another example of my Blue Eye Stun deck. Feel free to copy it. I'll put a picture or the deck list like right here and at the end of the video. But yeah, feel free to use it. This is my most competitive deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel. This is what I'm gonna use if I was ever in a big tournament with the big cash prizes and the big wins. This is what I'm using. I like it. I think it's cool. It can play slow, it can play fast, it can play under Skill Drain, it can play under Maxi, it can play under Joe. Don't ask me about Joe though. And yeah, we're playing against Cashier. Gonna use a Skill Drain, negate all of his monster effects. Really hurts his deck, and he just ends up scooping. He's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this. Later. And yeah, I guess I'll be saying later too. Thank you for watching so much of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I know I don't upload videos that much. I've just been really lazy and not very inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterduel. One thing I will go over really quick, since I might as well, because this is my video and I can kind of do whatever I want. The structure deck, the newest one, the Crimson Powerforce, I got a lot of comments from people mentioning, hey, I can't wait to see it. I watch your videos a lot. I really love, like, thank you, big fans, or just people in general. You don't even have to be a fan. Thank you for appreciating what I do. And I like that you want to see me create something out of this structure deck. I will say really quick that I do not like the structure deck. Not because I don't like Red Dragon Archfiend. I think they're sick. I think some of the cards in here are really useful, like Hot Red. I definitely do think this structure deck is worth buying one. Spending 500 gems, that's it. But it's not, you're not spending 500 gems to like really play the deck, because realistically, you're gonna need 3 copies of Vision Resonator. You only get 1. So that means you're gonna have to buy 3 copies of the structure deck, which is a total of 1,500 gems. But then you're gonna get 9 copies of Soul Resonator, and you can't decraft him. And you're gonna get 9 copies of Bone, and 9 copies of this, and 9 copies of that. It's like, it just sucks. Whoever designed this purposely made it so instead of you getting actually viable cards that could be used in other strategies and metas, you're just getting a bunch of copies of the same card. This is to incentivize people to only buy 1 copy. But if you're a competitive player, or you're a player worth your own salt, you would know that generally you want to buy 3 copies of a structure deck, because Konami always does this little trickery where they put one of the best cards at 1 and then they put the other cards at high numbers. So for example, if I wanted to show off a structure deck that I genuinely like, let's go to Blue Eyes, right? That's the one I play. Blue Eyes only gives you 1 copy of Blue Eyes. You don't get 3 copies of Blue Eyes in your main deck. Instead of getting 3 copies of Blue Eyes, you get Alternative White, you get Abyss Dragon, you get Jet Dragon, you get Chaos Max. And you know what the best part is? If you buy 3 copies of this structure deck, you get 3 copies of all of the cards here. Even if some of them are just kind of meh, you have them for other options. Maybe you want to use this in Dark Magician. But the Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck doesn't do that at all. It doesn't. You get 3 copies, 2 copies of some of the cards. You're missing out on a lot of other options that you can play in the deck. You're missing out on hand traps. Heck, they could have put a hand trap in here. They could have put like a DD Crow for like no random reason. They could have just put that in. It's not a bad card. Sometimes it comes up in competitive play. Regardless, I'm yapping. My opinion, the structure deck sucks. Buy 1 copy. If you really want to play competitively, you need to buy 3, but you're gonna get a bunch of like cards you're never gonna use, and they're just gonna sit in your collection. Like I have 6 of these, bro. SMH Konami, you have failed me this time, and I hope you can redeem yourself. With that, I'm going to be ending the video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for channel members. Thank you for supporting this channel. You don't know what it means to me. It means so much. Thank you for donating your hard-earned money to me to help me. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate it. And I am so grateful. I don't want to cry, so I'm not. So thank you. And I hope you have a great day or night. Anybody who just watches, if you just watch the video, it supports me. It helps me out a lot. It helps me live, which I really appreciate. And I love this game, so I'm going to keep making videos, even if I get one view, and that one view's me. So, hey, if you have something you want me to look at, leave it in the comments. Maybe I'll look at it. If it's a deck that I don't have access to or it's really expensive, I can make the deck on a program that has all the cards available that looks very similar to Masterduel, but it isn't. It's like more OCG-ish. I could do that if you want to see stuff like that. I can be looking at newer decks like the Yumi. It's like these like Cupcats or something. Looking at all the newer cards I can do whatever. Just let me know what you want to see. I've been yapping for way too long. Hey, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.